Hi there guys, and welcome to another Train Sim 2018 video. My last video I said 17. It does happen every now and again. It was a time travelling moment. Right, this video is kind of special. This is officially my 5,000 subscriber special video. It's not going to be the one and only one. There's a couple that comes with that. There's going to be a new shed tour and a few other bits and pieces that will go with it when I've tidied up in here, of course. I do actually have a little co-pilot in with me today because she's off school after cracking her head open. But she's going to keep very quiet and out of the way, aren't you, darling? Yeah. So this is more of a thank you video, really. This is more of a thank you to you guys. To those of you that have subscribed, to those of you that do leave me nice comments, to those of you that leave me constructive comments, to those of you that leave me downright abusive comments. I thank you all. You've all been part of making my YouTube career what it's been, and made me stronger at the same time. I've really bloody enjoyed it. Right, I'm going to get on with it. I'm not going to waffle on too much about that sort of thing. I will do a thank you, go through a few names and stuff in a bit. But this is a bit of a laugh for you. So if you come for a serious 5,000 sub video, this isn't your one. This isn't your one. This isn't a way out there Albie scenario. This is made by the lovely Kev Butler of Aces Trains. Good morning, driver. Well, actually, it's not. It's all over the news that today Northern Rail, LNWR, TPE, East Midlands Trains and Virgin are all refusing to run any services due to industrial action. But those angry scousers need to get to work. Luckily, Arriva has loaned a few buses from the Bootle depot, Aces Trains' hometown, and you'll drive the rail replacement bus service to Liverpool Lime Street. Ready when you are, driver. Oh, and I'll get you, Butler. You must also have the reverser in reverse, not forward at all times. That will make sense in a minute. You'll have already seen this from the thumbnail, I'm sure. But we literally have a rail replacement bus. We don't... it literally is a rail replacement bus. So we've only got 7 miles to cram this all in. I love Kev's sense of humour. He is one of those people. He's a young lad, but he has got a very mature sense of humour, and some of the stuff he comes up with is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I've got an Airbus that I also can drive on the rails. And this sort of starts me off with the thank yous, really. I'm going to start with Chris Horsfield. He's been a staunch supporter all the way through this sort of thing, and is a top bloke and some of the best scenarios I've ever played, and one of the best scenario creators out there by far. A real nice bloke to go with it. Klaus, so Lewis Klaus, he was Lulad Reskins. He's come up with some mad stuff for me as well, and I first met him by him sending me the GNR pack, and it was ropey. This batch file didn't install anything. It was hilarious. So there's all these little people I've met just by other people who've sent me things, or I've needed help with something, and these people just sort of out of nowhere, out of their own goodwill, have helped me out. And then there's Aces Trains' Kev. He's also doing all the Merseyrail stuff. Just a legend. If you haven't seen his website, it's listed in my description below. Go and have a look. Go and have a look and listen to some of his train descriptions and things like that. He also, his YouTube channel does some really good, like sort of rail talk, I think he calls it, where he just does little news segments. He's done a couple so far. They're brilliant. I can't wait for him to do more. It'd be really good to see him get more and more likes on his page. So do it over and have a look there as well. And he does little mental things like this. It's just cool. It's just cool. Big dump scenario. Big dump rail freight and all that he's come up with. Next one goes to my list is like Super Elves. As much as I would want to throttle Albie at times, he's also a very talented reskinner, as much as he's given up creating his reskins and stuff. Well, as far as we know. You know what he's like. The other side of Albie is his sense of humour is again ridiculous, and if you ever watch some of the streams and you've managed to catch any of the Albie scenarios, then you'll know what I mean. I mean, these things are sometimes super dark, sometimes just way out there funny, We even had a real poignant one, the last scenario I did, that was actually really good. We've had horror film ones, we've had all sorts. Unfortunately, because they are of an adult nature a lot of the time, I can't put them on YouTube. So they are something you really have to stream for. I am begging him, and have been for a while, for him to do one of his really fun scenarios that isn't rude, so you guys can see it on YouTube. Twitch is also linked in the description below. If I think about going over to sort of Twitch way as well, there are hundreds of people on Twitch that I would like to say thank you to. Blind Man Dan, Mold Junction, Kev, BT26 Ben, Twisted Red Black Matt. There are just literally tons of people out there that I really, really enjoy seeing every Sunday and Wednesday night, and it's become a really nice community, a really nice place to dip in and out of. I thoroughly enjoy it. We've had our issues, there's been people in there that have had to go and things like that, but I think that's with everything, isn't it? Going on to sort of third-party creative stuff, of course, Richard Armstrong, of Armstrong Powerhouse fame, who's taken me up and introduced me to how he does things, and there's a documentary coming with all the footage I've taken from those days about how his days, how the recording sessions happen and things like that. And hopefully he doesn't know this yet, but might try and get an interview with him. I was also really lucky the last time to meet Nick, who's the guy that does the scripting as well. Top blokes. Top blokes. Just Trains, as much as I whinge and moan about, and they've been in touch quite recently, giving me quite positive feedback on a couple of my videos, so I was really pleased for that. And I can include, I suppose they are a third party, but they're a freeware creator. This is Train Sim Design, so you've got Ash Clark in there and James Ivor and a few others. Wonderful blokes. Ash has been an absolute stalwart for me. He's a really, really nice bloke. I've met him in real life as well. Really, really nice bloke, really knowledgeable, and really would do anything in the world for you. Just so kind. And I think that's the overwhelming thing. We have a lot of people in this community that we all know the names of, that tarnish the Train Sim community, but actually in the grand scheme of things, everybody's pretty good. So a lot of time when we talk about the toxic community of Train Sim, it's actually very few people. It's either people that are quite young and just don't understand quite how to ask for things or how to go about doing things, and that I can completely forgive that. Of course, we've all been young like that at some point. And then there's people that should know better, but they are the minority. On the most part, we know a lot of really good people in this. We know all sorts of top people that have helped out, that have done things. People from even the likes of DTG down to a guy called Eddie, who I've dealt with for the Virtual District Line stuff. Another really nice guy. And then you go on to the guys that did Devon Rails, or Rails Devon Cornwall. So Callum and the other guy, Mr. Sporer, they're brilliant. Done fantastic jobs on routes that you just wouldn't believe. Then you've got like Speedy Pete, who did the XC route with, and now he's doing the Missing Link with Ash Lightfoot, doing the Missing Link route. And now these people are all doing this in their spare time. These people aren't doing this as a job. These people aren't doing this as a full-time thing, and they're doing it for nothing. It's lovely to see. It's lovely to see. Pete's been a diamond. A lot of these people I've mentioned are now classed as friends. And if I could have said to myself 2 years ago, would I really be meeting weird blokes off the internet? No, it wouldn't be what I would be doing. I can see you trying to get your hands on that camera, missus. Stop it. And I think what I can say to you guys is the other thank you, and it's probably this young lady that should say thank you as well. With YouTube doing what it's doing, I've been able to cut down 1 day a week at work. Now, before people go, you're making loads of money out of this. No, I'm not. I've earned enough to be able to cut 1 day a week down, so I'm no better off now than I was when I started out YouTube. But I'm better off time-wise. It means I get to spend more time with my daughter. It means, and my son and my other daughter. I get more time with my wife. I get more time with my family. It does have its drawbacks, don't get me wrong. I do put an awful lot of hours in, probably including streams, it's another part-time job, about 22 hours a week goes into YouTube. Some of the things you might not be seeing for months, some things you might not be seeing for weeks, some things you'll see as and when they're done. So it's not as simple as it sounds. It's not a sob story by any way, stretch or form, because of course I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy it, and the fact that you guys enjoy this too means I enjoy it as well. So it does really help. It does really help. So yeah, what can I say? Onwards and upwards. I was speaking to Mole Man on my stream the other week, and he'd just as I knocked 5,000, I think he'd just knocked 20,000, and that's where I'd like to get to. I'd like to get up to that sort of number. I'd like to get enough that I can cut down a few more days a week. That would be my ideal. I'd never want to do it full time. If I did it full time, it would lose the fun element, I think. But I'd like to do it a little bit more than I get to do now. Put it that way. Put it that way. So yeah, do if you like my stuff, share it. If you think there's other people that you know are into training that don't watch me, share it. If there's something you particularly want to see, let me know. I'm happy to cover those sorts of things. And happy to do that. And future-wise, Train Sim Classic has got a lot to come. An awful lot to come. More than you can imagine, a lot to come. So don't think it's dead, dying, or even remotely on the back burner. Train Sim Classic is well and truly still in massive, massive development. With third-party stuff and to a point... we missed the AWS. And to a point, DTG as well. So for those of you that I've seen quite recently going, no, Train Sim Classic, da 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 da. It's not. It's really not dead. Oh, wrong way, because I needed to be in reverse. Yeah, it's really, really not dead. I think we're going through a little bit of a transition period, aren't we? We're now seeing them do kind of what we've been asking for. Get certain people to do the trains, you guys do the routes, da 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 da. That's what's happening. They didn't quite nail it on the head with a PDL, but the stuff that's coming I think we'll be alright with. I think we'll be alright with. And some really interesting changes within the game itself, I think, is within the simulator itself is the interesting bit. So keep your eyes peeled. Don't think it's disappearing anytime soon. Stick to watching the content that's being produced out there by the other YouTubers. There's a few of us out there. There's a few of us out there. I'm not fussy to any one person. I don't expect you guys to be either. But just let me know if you're enjoying it. I think that's the main thing. I don't really mind if it's subscriber count or whatever. As much as I'd like to see it bigger, I just know that you guys are enjoying it as much as I am, really. And enjoying this new content and learning something as well. I'm hoping to a lot more manual videos and stuff like that. I've learned so much from people that have got hold of me that are... I've got people now, again, that I'd class as friends that are train managers, guards, drivers for various TOCs. Probably at least have someone who's a driver in most. Driver instructors, driver managers. Lots of people have been really kind with little bits of information for me about how operations-wise things are done, or driving techniques, driving styles, technical aspects. None of them have gone over and above and given anything they shouldn't, or told me anything they shouldn't, or given me access to anything they shouldn't. It's not like that. I wouldn't ask anybody to put themselves in that situation, but people have been really helpful with what they have given me. And it's not been because they've wanted to go, I work for a TOC and this is really cool. They've gone, do you know what, Alan, you did that bit right, but see that bit, if you just changed that, that'd have been right as well. So It's people giving me the feedback and the help, which I really enjoy hearing. I'm learning as well, and I hope you guys are too. So let me know what you want to see. Where do you want to see this go? I said in my other videos, well, I have got some other little bits and pieces in the pipeline that are not necessarily train sim related. I know for some of you that's a turn off, but it will not interfere with the amount of train sim content that comes out. It won't be instead of train sim. Train sim will still be exactly how it is now, same as on Twitch. People were quite worried when I went over to Twitch that the YouTube stuff would go down. In fact, it's actually increased. So we've got some GTA 5 stuff, we've got some Euro Truck Sim stuff, we've got a few other bits and pieces as well coming. The GTA 5 stuff is, I'm just going to stop this because I think there's a message at the end of this that's very nice. Otherwise, Kev's going to have to edit the end of it. Yeah, that's going to be blurred out, so the video's got to be blurred out at the end there. So, what can I say? What can I say? In fact, it's one swear word on a bit of writing, isn't it? I'm not going to edit that out. Really. I'm not. Yes, some GTA 5 stuff. Not GTA 5 just running around shooting, killing people. There is a roleplay model that people use GTA 5 as a simulator for. There's Coast Guard, there's police, there's paramedics, there's fire, there's air traffic control, there's bus driving, there's bid lorries. So the whole works. So I don't think of it as going to be pew-pew stuff. It's a bit more than that. I like to do pew-pew in my own time, not for you guys. Alright, and guys, thank you ever so much. And here's the future. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And once again, guys, I will catch you next time.